There's a debate circulating again in the crypto space, and it's one you've probably seen before. Some headlines are asking whether XRP could one day become a top 2 cryptocurrency, and others go even further, throwing around price targets like $10,000 per token. On the surface, those claims sound extreme, almost unbelievable. But the reason this debate keeps resurfacing isn't random hype. It's tied to a deeper question about what XRP actually is, and how people are valuing it. So instead of reacting emotionally to the numbers, let's slow this down and look at what's realistic, and what clearly isn't. Every few months, XRP ends up back in the spotlight, not because of a sudden price explosion, but because of its position in the broader financial conversation. XRP is often discussed differently than most crypto assets. It's not usually framed as a meme or a speculative growth token. It's framed as infrastructure. That difference alone causes confusion, because when people hear global payments or liquidity rails, they start extrapolating price outcomes that don't always match reality. That's how numbers like $10,000 per XRP even enter the conversation. Let's address the most extreme part first. A $10,000 XRP price implies a market value so large that it would exceed not just the crypto market, but much of the global financial system as we know it. That doesn't automatically make it impossible, but it does mean the assumptions behind it have to be extraordinary. Most versions of this claim rely on total replacement of existing settlement systems, full global adoption, no meaningful dilution or alternative rails, and static supply assumptions. That's not realistic in how financial systems actually evolve. Markets don't flip overnight. They layer, they compete, they fragment. So while XRP may play a role, the idea that one token absorbs all global value transfer is where the math breaks. Now here's where things get more interesting. Just because $10,000 per XRP doesn't hold up, doesn't mean XRP's long-term relevance disappears. The realistic case for XRP isn't about replacing everything. It's about coexisting with existing systems. Banks don't look for moonshots. They look for efficiency, liquidity, cost reduction, reliability. If XRP functions as a bridge asset, even partially, that alone can justify a very different valuation than speculative tokens. That's the nuance most debates miss. This is the more grounded question. Becoming a top 2 crypto doesn't require extreme price fantasies. It requires relevance, volume, and sustained use. Historically, XRP has already been near that position before. What keeps it in the conversation today is not price action, but function. If institutional usage increases, if liquidity corridors expand, and if XRP continues to be treated as infrastructure rather than speculation, then being among the top assets by market importance is not a wild idea. It's just not a guarantee. XRP creates valuation problems because people mix two frameworks. They try to value it like a tech startup, a growth stock, or a meme asset, but it behaves more like plumbing, infrastructure, settlement rails. Infrastructure rarely looks exciting on a chart. It looks boring, slow, compressed. But boring systems are often the ones that last. That mismatch between expectation and function is why XRP debates never settle. Between XRP is worthless and XRP will be 10,000, there's a wide middle ground. That middle ground includes gradual adoption, partial integration, competition with other rails, regulatory constraints, and realistic capital flows. That's where serious analysis lives, and it's also where most headlines don't spend time, because moderation doesn't go viral. So could XRP become a top 2 crypto someday? It's not impossible, but it's not inevitable either. And price targets like $10,000 distract from the real discussion. The real question isn't how high XRP can go, it's what role it actually plays in a changing financial system. Once you understand that distinction, the debate becomes a lot clearer and a lot quieter. That's the lens we use here.